In 3, 2, go.
Welcome to the inaugural edition of my little side Frank Zappa podcast, because I've been dying to talk about him for quite some time. However, not that many people are into him, apparently. A little too weird. But welcome to Frogs with Dirty Little Lips. And tonight we will be talking about one of my favorite albums by Frank and the Mothers, consequently, overall, which is by, June 71. I believe this may have been the third lineup of the Mothers, but Frank's 12th record overall. Zappa, Mothers, Fillmore East, June 1971. One of the final shows recorded or even played at the Fillmore East, which he mentions on the album.
Nice. It looks very familiar, by the way.
Yes, it does.
I still have my copy somewhere around here.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I had 2 of them.
Yep, and I also have it on CD.
Oh, look at that.
Although I will be grabbing the updated re-release, which for the most part, I'm not crazy about all the re-releases they do. However, when Frank put this on CD, on the Barking Pumpkin edition, originally he did in the 80s, he cut Willie the Pimp, which is a song from Zappa's first solo record, Hot Rats. Great song, great guitar parts. But anyway, it was broken up into 2 pieces on the original vinyl. And when he redid it for CD, he edited the 2 parts together and cut out, I think, maybe a minute and a half of music. And it's never been on CD unedited before until the 2012 re-release.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
But this album is actually possibly one of the first rock concept albums based on a story told to Mini Moog player and keyboardist for the Mothers, Don Preston, by members of the Vanilla Fudge, based on the infamous Mud Shark incident that happened at the Edgewater Inn in Seattle, and also involved John Bonham, drummer of Led Zeppelin, and Richard Cole, tour manager and just general madman and miscreant that was also with Led Zeppelin.
Wow.
Yeah. And I won't go into the whole Mud Shark story, but essentially you could fish directly from the motel rooms out the window. You could rent a fishing pole from the lobby out of this hotel in Washington, and they caught a mud shark and did some things to this groupie with it. And the Vanilla Fudge filmed it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. Is that released?
I don't want to know. I'm sure it was at some point. But, so Zappa turned it into a concept about a rock band picking up groupies. And it's got plenty of that biting Zappa satire, and the band here is great. You have 3 members of the Turtles, who originally did the hit in the 60s, Happy Together, which they also do a version of here, being Howard Kalin and Mark Volman, who are credited here as Flo and Eddie because I believe they couldn't get out of their old record contract at the time. And Zappa's on guitar, always great. Ian Underwood, Zappa mainstay, who was the only other person who played instruments on Frank's first solo record. And Jim Pons, bass player from the Turtles as well. And Ainsley Dunbar on drums, who would later play with Journey and also played with Santana.
Oh, wow.
So
a lot of people.
Yeah, very good, solid band on this release. Oh, and Bob Harris was on keyboards, but I honestly don't know all that much about Bob Harris. But the show works great, and there are just so many hilarious lyrics on this, whether it's Buana Dick, where he's talking about how his dick is a reamer, and it's like a Harley, you kick it to start, you know. And I love love the fact that they got Mark and Howard to sing on this because they harmonize with each other so well, and it sounds good against Zappa's bass and just the whole band going together. It's just you don't have to be there in concert to see it to enjoy it. It just tells a great story and it's funny. And then the band's performances are top notch. I mean, he actually includes a couple of his longer, jazzier pieces cut down a little bit here in a little house I used to live in. And does some overall excellent guitar work, but I think overall this album is mostly known for the comedy, but one of my favorite, one of his best, and definitely shows what Zappa was about very well. Because even with the comedy, because like Frank would tell you, humor definitely belongs in music, but there is also a notice on here, even back in 1971. Don't forget to register to vote. FC.
Very big on voting, that guy.
Yeah, and he's right. Everybody should have a voice. But anyway, we'll get to his political connotations some other day. Right now, if you like good 70s guitar rock, old jazz fusion, or if you just love Zappa in general and haven't heard this, pick it up. Zappa, Mothers, Fillmore East, June 1971. If you like it, do you hate it, whatever, let me know in the comments, and I'll either agree with you or tell you how absolutely wrong you are.
Yes, please tell them.
And as Frank would say, because your imaginings are only real in the imaginings of the imaginer, but ultimately, who gives a fuck anyway?
Did he release a video of this show at all, or no?
No. Man, June 71, recording concerts was kind of in its infancy then. I mean, the Stones and people did it, and you can get bootlegs of, like, TV performances, but I don't think this one was ever professionally recorded, other than on album.
Yeah. I heard a little bit of it. It's interesting. Not my thing too much, but it does have like all the people that you mentioned. It's he's got a good set of musicians behind him.
He really does, and they're really tight. And I mean, Frank did a lot of overdubs and had his own process doing it that way. But there isn't very many here, and they play great together. And it's just, I mean, it's a perfect little story from beginning to end. It works great.
Yeah.
I wish I could have seen them.
Yep, not going to happen now. But what are you going to do? What's going on with the other thing that's going? I guess nothing's happening right now. But didn't they have some kind of 3D thing or hologram thing going on?
Well, they were going to do a hologram thing, and then so 2 of the kids are against it and 2 are for it. Personally, I'm at Zappa, the younger son. I don't really care for it. I think he's mostly for the money because he's done some dumb shit before, like the song, actually, Frogs, with Dirty Little Lips that I chose to name this after. He swore and swore and swore that was something he said to his dad, so he demanded he'd be giving a writing credit on the re-release, and he was.
That's weird.
But now, there's a big thing between them because Dweezil, he's gone out there and does the Zappa Plays Zappa thing for a number of years now, and they wanted him to stop doing that and stop playing his dad's music, and he said no, and you have a couple people on one side that are very money hungry and a couple that really want to pay tribute to their father in the right way, and it's a shame to see them divided, but, I definitely stand with Dweezil. Frank would not approve of a hologram. Yeah. He fucked with everybody. He made fun of the commercialism and, middle class and upper society, but also at the same time, the hippies and all that stuff. He saw the idiosyncrasies and the ridiculousness and everything, but he would not be for crass commercialism like that.
What about Moon Zappa? Where is she in all this?
I believe Moon has sided with Dweezil, and it's Diva and Ahmet that are pulling the other way, which I imagine this whole thing is pretty much totally over money, and I don't know where. Well, from what Dweezil has said, because Gail Zappa Frank's widow, their mother, is still alive, she has sided with Ahmet's side, but she's older, and it kind of sounds like she's been tricked into it. It's a total clusterfuck, and
in true Zappa fashion, right?
Yeah, and if anybody wants to call me on bits and pieces of that, I don't recall the full story off the top of my head. Some parts of that may be wrong. I really didn't look that up because I wasn't planning to talk about that.
Yeah. This was all of a sudden. We had some time and figured I'll give you your show and let you take over for a little while. And you did very well on your first episode.
Well, thank you.
Yes, and we will do another one.
Yep. Yes, we will. Yeah, and I mean, if this turns out well and you guys like it, I'll actually go through and we'll do it song by song, talk about the Xenochrony and how, like Wanna Dick, for example, on this, the song I played you part of earlier, Wayne, started off as a song called Duodenum on Lumpy Gravy.
I remember.
And the duodenum is part of the digestive system that connects the stomach to the small intestine, by the way.
Oh, interesting.
And I would say there are only 3 people in musical history I could see titling a song duodenum. One is Frank, the other is Voivod, and the third would be Blue Oyster Cult. And maybe Alice Cooper.
Yeah, I can see that too. Very cool. Well, like Greg said, please leave him some comments. He's the Zappa guy. I'm not a Zappa guy. Yes,
please. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Would you like to be involved?
Yes,
Let's
please
keep this going.
Let us know. And you can contact us right on ratsaladreview.com. Right somewhere on the website there is a thing to email us. Or you can just email ratsaladreview@gmail.com.
Yep.
All right? Easy
Make
as
a jazz noise here. Come on.
That's it. Anything else you want to add?
Nope, that's it.
All right, very cool. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Later.
Frogs with dirty little lips.